BigBear.AI stock is moving, and yesterday we made about 7% on AMD stock and 1% on the inverse semiconductor market today, all while BigBear.AI is jumping 8% to nearly $7 today. Now, behind the scenes, we've been staying up super late working on our new AI app that's analyzing stocks faster than ever. We can go ahead and drop in BBAI there. And while we're staying up late and working on this tech, we're still getting up every morning at 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our daily live trading sessions still happen every morning at market open. If you ever want to tune on in, check that second link in the description below. So Big Bear, we're up to $6.94 a share as we see them recover to basically where they were before the earnings dip they had after they reported earnings back in August. So they now have made a full recovery to levels higher than at which they opened on the day of their earnings. So this is a great recovery to see so far as they continue to build their market cap here over the last year, and we've been covering them since October at around $1 a share, and they've surged to as high as $10 in February, sold down with the greater market through April. Before summer, we see them continue, bounce that 200-day moving average, and our long-term positions with a $2.80 average continue to go up right now. So one of the things we're watching with Big Bear is that they have some new technology they're rolling out. They also, when we're looking at these levels, I think we have some drawings actually. Let me see what we got here from yesterday. Let's see. So overall uptrend we've seen since here. We were looking for a reversal back early September when they were consolidating left to right after a very consistent downtrend here. We did get that reversal. We start to see them push up through mid to late September here and find higher highs, stair-stepping up, previous resistance levels acting as support, so now bullish momentum. And the rate cuts that happened also are helping, of course. And the nearest level of resistance that could act as a support now is going to be here probably at $6.30 as they've broken up through there today, and we see them start to make some new highs right now. So actually, as they're trending upwards, there is that support level or previous resistance here that we've seen them validate at about $6.40, $6.50. They also have a level at $6.55, that previous resistance, that could act as a support in their bull trend. Now, when we're looking at the recent moves on the day in this recent pullback, now they pulled back a little bit from those highs from 694 down to 679. They're still looking like they've maybe pulled back and they could continue up today. But the overall technical indicators, when we look at them, we see them on the overbought side, see that RSI well above 70 at about 72 or 78, and then you have the MACD up there around the overbought zone right now. So that's what we see in the technicals, and then we can actually extend that resistance from yesterday and see that they are at that resistance now, and we're looking for them in a new level of support they're going to be facing here. A couple levels actually. So we were closely watching right here. It was a previous support level here at about 675 that was acting as a support and a resistance there. You can see here at about 675, or excuse me, 690, or around $7. That's where they actually made it up to right now, around that $7 range. And you can see that's where they're kind of getting rejected at the moment. So that slight rejection there around $7, that's a resistance they're going to face. And then if they can continue up and make this run, you know, we're looking at now about $7.50 to that $9 range. There is a level there at about $7.50, if I remember correctly, from back here in July that they will face. Yeah, it looks like right there, that resistance level. So, but right now at $6.79, the market is growing big with BigBear.AI because we know institutional investors, it's not just institutions, it's the big, beautiful bill, it's the spending from the government. And I just realized I wasn't sharing my screen that whole time, so I'll have to go back and kind of do that. But so it might look a little weird on the screen share for the first few minutes. But when you look at the institutional holdings, we see 302 institutional holders and about 125 million shares held right now from Vanguard and BlackRock, Citadel, State Street, and the institutional ownership has kicked in heavier. When we were looking at the analysis here that we just got here, you could see the technicals on the next day. They're pretty bullish. But if we go the next 3 months or the next 6 months, some of the projections are fairly bullish. And it looks like stock has historically shown a 20% increase over the last 3 months. Okay, we do see that. Bullish phase. Potential catalysts in the AI industry are on the horizon. And that is super true. One of the things we're going to watch here with BigBear.AI is this TSA contract from the .gov, where they're looking to get the biometrics rolled out into the airports, where they're doing reduced reliance on manual labor, AI-driven threat detection, and that means that Kevin McAleenan, the CEO right now, is getting them some deals. So acting Secretary of U.S. Department of Homeland Security, previously also the Commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, is their CEO, which has led to BigBear being able to expand their computer vision division of their company, which is their True Face Tech. Now, we've seen it in the airports. My wife and I were just flying last week, 2 weeks ago, I guess, at this point, and we saw this technology, the BigBear, the facial scanners, as they've deployed aggressively their AI-driven threat detection into not just LAX, we're talking Nashville as of recently, that was an article that came out, but really where they have seen a lot of deployments are in Denver International Airports, JFK, so they're in New York, as well as Chicago, and you see Dallas, Fort Worth International Airport, along with Seattle, Vancouver, and they're in Montreal, but they're also in Heathrow Airport, so they're going pretty international at this point. So what do we see with the company? Well, one of the things we've been following is BigBear's. There's a lot of hype, a lot of people talking about it, so watch out. Anytime that's the case, we do see more danger. I wouldn't listen to the buy now, get it before it's too late stuff. Just simply looking at revenue, they are still waiting to see their revenue continue to ramp up. Balance sheet didn't look so hot, but we had some really good articles come out from some stockmates recently. There's some really good news from different members inside of stockmates that we've seen that have done some really good analysis on BigBear. And one of the things that we've talked about is that loss that they reported was on paper, but in reality, it wasn't as bad as it looked. So while revenue went down 18% year over year, and the net income dropped significantly, their total assets increased, and that's really driving them financially. So again, as we're looking at this $6.94 range, and we're seeing them get rejected a little bit, next level of support is going to be down there around 650. Let's see if they hold this bull trend right now and can continue up into those new highs. So we do have some resistance levels to watch as they're at a resistance right now, and we'll continue to see if any opportunities present themselves for market open potentially on Monday. If we get a pullback here, get a validation of support, we may enter a trade on BigBear at market open this next week. So if you want to see if those opportunities are there, again, StockMate, the second link below. If you want to tune on in, I'll even send you a free t-shirt there. Thanks so much for tuning in. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. Comment your thoughts below on BigBear. What do you think about the stock? And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.